my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Boss Business Podcast with Cee
and Tee,
where we educate our listeners on the ins and outs of starting, marketing, and maintaining a business. We are giving you guys the good, the bad,
and the ugly.
We also interview successful business owners, small business owners, and future business owners. So tune in and grab a friend. At the beginning of each episode, we're going to announce you our drink of the week that we're going to be sipping on so that you can pour up a glass and get started. All right, so today we are interviewing King Curt live. But before that, T, why don't you tell the people what our drink of the week is?
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the drink of the week is going to be a spiced cinnamon eggnog. It is amazing. Oh, even look at that picture. Oh, it's amazing. All right, so look, go get you some eggnog and get you some rum and mix it together. So you can get any kind of rum you want. I prefer Kraken. I know a lot of people like Sailor Jerry. A lot of people like Captain Morgan. But with that Kraken and the eggnog.
Chef's kiss. All right. So let's go ahead and get this interview started. King Curt Live, why don't you come in and introduce yourself for the people that don't know you?
First of all, thank y'all so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. I have absolutely enjoyed your personalities, and it's so dope to see y'all doing something, big smiles and whatnot, and y'all got liquor on deck. Yes, this is my kind of interview. That's all. Listen, I had to go pour something. Not that Kraken, no. I'm gonna put some Captain Morgan in there. Yeah, I'm not hating on it. I ain't hating on it because look, rum is rum. As long as we drinking, we good.
Exactly.
But they call me King Curt Live. Definitely have had the opportunity to do a lot of different things in life. One of the things that I'm primarily focused on now is building a media network, not just podcasting, not just video, not just content that we put on the internet, but literally a full-fledged media outlet that represents our culture. And I think that's one of the things that's sorely lacking right now, because we constantly complain about the narratives that others put out about us. But then what are we doing about it? We are business owners. We do more than rob, cheat, and steal. We do more than twerk and have babies and do TikTok dances.
Amen.
So, you know, the best way to do that, I mean, don't watch my show because we do all that on our show. I'm not saying I'm leading by example. I'm just saying everybody else that do the other stuff, we put their content out. They all ain't like us. Like, I have my own show. It's called The Head Nerds in Charge, Philadelphia's #1 geek podcast. We try to show that people can be geeky and sleek and have a little sauce to them as well. And right now we have seen substantial success in not only the podcasting and web streaming world, but also just making partners and friendships and sponsors and doing big things. And we're super excited to have more dope Black content creators such as yourself on the network. So I'm excited to be the first one up. I feel like, you know, I feel a little special.
Get the man a tissue.
I'm sorry. I said I wouldn't do this. But yeah. We're super excited. Super excited to be here, and I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do.
Man, we appreciate that. That's actually dope. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. I checked you out. I saw some of your videos. Fell in love.
That's why you laughed when I said that. He was like, they are definitely something.
Yeah. Fell in love. I'm a nerd at heart too, man. I love all Marvel and everything. So for you, where did it get started, man?
Oh, that's a great question. Short version. I was a comedian, open for Sinbad, Michael Blackston. Was, you know, I wouldn't say a rising star, but definitely a big fish in a small pond in my local area. And I did everything independent. I never believed in performing in the comedy clubs and whatnot, because I'm not going to let you dictate the price you pay me. I'm going to go and do my own thing and dictate my own price. I'd rather invest in myself and reap big rewards. If I'm a fail, let it be on me.
Exactly.
But from there, I started doing comedy writing for an internet radio station here in Philadelphia. And the internet radio station was like, hey, you know, doing a great job writing comedy for all these other shows. Would you like a show yourself? I was like, huh, all right. I never really thought of it, but okay, I could do this. But then it came, well, what would the show be about? Now, this is a hardcore hip hop radio station. I'm talking about Gilly the Kid, Wu-Tang. Like they were steeped in that hip hop culture. Right. And then here I come like, I want to do nerdy stuff. And they were like, okay, that's not what we thought you were going to say. We don't know how that's going to really play out on the platform. And I was like, well, that's what I want to do. And my cousin had already came to me earlier. And he was like, hey, Curt, this podcasting thing seems to be popping. Why don't we just get a bunch of us nerds together and do podcasts? And I said, ooh, do you one better? Let's take this thing and go on the internet radio station and do a whole show. Well, Curt, that's not really what I wanted. I just wanted to have fun. Oh, no, we can make some money with this thing, because I'm that guy. You know what I mean?
Or go home.
Like, look, if I'm going to have fun, I like to get paid, too, because getting paid is a lot of fun. So
exactly.
So either way, we got on the platform. We started doing our first iteration of Head Nerds in Charge. It was just me, my best friend, my cousin, and a homie of ours. It was 4 nerdy black men on a hip hop radio station doing all nerd content, and we took off. We ended up being their #1 show in under 6 months. And then a lot of our fans was like, wow, this is a real sausage fest. Y'all ain't got no women. What's going on? And you try to say there's no black nerdy women. And then we were like, ooh, we need to find some talent. And ultimately, the team and the show has evolved to now it's predominantly black women. And I'm very proud of that fact, because out of every demographic underrepresented in media, black women.
Right.
Especially heavily melanated black women. And not the conventional European ideology of what beauty is, but beauty as we know it. And that's one of the things that I strive to highlight. So if there is a dope black woman out there who wants to do any kind of media content, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna do my best to put them on, because that's the narrative that I love to see out there. Because there's enough stereotypes out there. That's how we start to dispel a lot of that stuff. But that's how I got started.
So let me ask you this though. So like you said, you were on a hip hop platform and you decided to be different. You decided, I'm into nerd stuff. So guess what? I'm going to talk about nerd stuff. What gave you the confidence to be different? A lot of people want to fit into what society wants us to be. They want us to be, I'm on a hip hop platform. Guess what? We about to talk about hip hop stuff. We about to talk about the gossip, the latest hip hop gossip. What gave you the confidence to be like, you know what? I'm about to be different. I'm going in my own lane, because you basically created your own lane and you took over your own lane. So what was it for you?
I can't even say it's anything that grandiose other than that. Some people are just born with that. I've always been different, and not different. And, I can fit in any circle, in any, any group of people, but I wake up one day and I decide to do things, and then I just go do them, whether it's easy or not. I became a stand-up comedian because somebody was like, hey, you're pretty funny. You should go try stand-up. I was like, nah, there's an open mic over there. Why don't you try it? I went there, tried it for the first time. I'll never forget, the bartender was like, bro, for your first time, that should be a thing. So I dedicated the next 3 years to it and found success in it. So my mama used to say, if you wake up and want to be an astronaut, you'll be on the moon the next day. That's kind of because when you are unafraid to chase your dreams, you're never afraid to set your own terms, because whether they say yes or no, I was going to do it. I just wasn't going to do it with them.
Right.
Plus, I had some equity and some value in who I was working with, because I was already writing comedy for them. So I guess for a lot of people, a lot of people don't do the thing because they're always afraid of somebody saying no, or maybe they won't like it, or, ooh, maybe I'll fail. But to me, I love that, because I always look at it as a challenge to prove you wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? You think this is going to be whack? Let me show you.
Watch this.
Yeah. Watch this. Watch this is literally my favorite line to say to people. And I never gloat after the fact. I just come back and be like, funny how that played out, huh?
Humble flex.
Yeah, you know, You don't want to mush them with it, but you want to make sure they smell it. That's all.
That's dope, man.
Definitely. So for you, so a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people are afraid to get started, but then a lot of people are also afraid to take it to the next level. So you started off as a comedian, right? And you decided this is a new opportunity, this is a new door, this is a new avenue. Let me go ahead and explore. So a lot of people will be like, you know what, I'm comfortable where I'm at. You know, what made you be like, let me step out of my comfort zone and let me take it to the next level and try something different?
Ooh, I have never been comfortable in my life. That's my actually that is my Achilles heel. That's the one thing that makes me good at what I do, but also concerns me on the back end, because no matter where I get, I'm like, ooh, I could go a little bit harder. I could do a little bit more, and I can make this a little bit better. And for me, genuinely, when I say this, you know how people always say, I do it because it's my passion, it's my love, and I would do this for free. Not me. No, that's not me. That's not enough. If I can't turn it into something profitable and something sustainable, then I will step away from it and go explore something else, because my thing is freedom. Freedom from a 9-to-5. Freedom. If I'm going to work, I'd rather work hard for me.
Right.
If I'm going to work, I'd rather work doing something that I love.
Amen.
So if I can make something that I love work for me, then I'm all in. I'm all in. And especially now, because so many people not rely on me, because everybody's talented and could do it on their own, but because I have the drive that a lot of people, you know, I don't care if I fail. I don't care if I drop the ball. I already see the finish line, so me stumbling is irrelevant. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people see. I mean, y'all know that first failure is usually when people be like, "Oh, this is too hard. I'm done."
Yeah, they give up right then.
Nobody has. You have in anything you do, whether it's a passion, a business, life itself, or love. If you have no stamina in it, if you have no endurance in you, then don't even get started. Because there is nothing worse than going halfway up the mountaintop than just letting what was the point? You can't taste rarefied air and then go back to the bottom and be okay with it. I refuse to believe that. You see it every day. Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, so comedian, podcaster, got your own network. So talk to me. I just want to pick your brain, you personally. Talk to me about multiple streams of income and how you feel about that.
Ooh, baby. I like to call it mailbox money.
Yeah.
If you're not getting mailbox money, then you are doing yourself a disservice. And that's one of the things I actually, long before I was a comedian, I was in the mailbox money. My family owned businesses in Philadelphia, and they instilled a business acumen in everybody in the family. Now, not everybody was a good business person. Let me just say that.
But they had that.
But the mentality was there, understanding how to make credit work for you. I was a homeowner at 27 years old. I was owning multiple properties at 30 and 32 years old with my father. Now, mind you, again, these are things where I did not come from affluence, but I came from people who understood your regular job ain't enough.
It's not gonna get it.
It's just not gonna get it. So what I tell everybody is, number one, first things first. You want to get passive income, and you want to have sustainable multiple streams of income. The easiest way to get a second stream of income is to spend money. People look at me and be like, "What you talking about?" I said, "Look, you got to lose the money before you gain the money." Because the first thing I tell people is, whether it be stocks, bonds, cryptocurrency, or NFTs, now find one thing that you like and just invest in it. Take that stack, take $1,000, put it into a company, put it into a coin, put it into an investment, and work that $1,000. The day you double it, that's when you go take more and invest more. Don't do it till you double it, because until you're able to double it, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because look, don't be mad at me if you lose your whole 1,000. Look at how they say this is not financial advice.
Right. Hey, not financial advice.
Don't try this at home.
No, at all.
However.
Listen, because it teaches you a couple of things. Number one, $1,000 is usually some person's whole paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If you can sacrifice to save up that $1,000, you're already on the right path.
Or they income tax.
Listen, but see, y'all gotta not y'all. I'm talking to my people. My people.
Yeah.
Stop relying on that. Stop relying on that income tax money.
That's
Stop
what they do.
You got y'all out here, and I know come April, I appreciate you.
That
You
is
can always
ready.
spend on merch at HNIC.com.
And
Listen, or any of the financial products that we have above. Trust me, they're gonna talk about it. But if you're not gonna spend it on something, y'all need to be reinvesting. That literally every year the government says, here's money to go invest in yourself.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Investment, number one, stream of income. Easy way to start a second stream of income. Once you start talking about dividends and residual income, y'all just Google. I can't give you all the keys right now, but dividends, research dividends and research the companies that pay out the highest dividends and just go invest in that. That's easy for you. That's an easy tip right there.
Yeah.
Start your own business in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I don't care if you go to Teespring, Printful, or whatever. Go on there, create 5 t-shirts, create 5 hats, create 5 pants, shoes, socks, whatever your twist is, and just sell those 5 things.
Yep.
Just get started.
Yep. And keep it simple. A lot of people think, for one, they don't want to spend the money to get it started. But like you said, you have to spend money to lose money. You can't start a business with $0. So you have to be willing. And then you also have to be patient. Just because you invest that $1,000, it's going to take time for that to double. But once it double, don't go spend that money. Right. Now it's time. Let me create a second stream of income. Let me invest it. Let me start another business with my money. You know, like you said, the government gives you money. Okay, what I'm going to do with my taxes? Am I going to buy a new car that I don't need? No. Am I going to buy some red bottoms? No. I'm going to work on my next stream of income, or I'll let my first income, let that finance the next income, you know?
Yeah. So, and even if you get into real estate, renting, rehabbing, and flipping homes, whatever it is, whatever your thing is, there are so many things that you can do to start your income. But the biggest thing is sacrifice. Yeah. I keep it a buck with everybody. To get to the point that HNIC is at, we have 350,000 followers. We have a platform now where we're looking to add 50 new content creators before the end of the year. We have worked with some really big sponsors, been featured on Black Effect Network, which is Charlemagne the God's network. We're working with HBO, Cartoon Network, Rooster Teeth, and we have dope things that's coming along, especially HNIC Con. We have our first comic book convention coming up in June, and guess what? Curt is dead broke. And when I say dead broke, what I mean is all that money that we accumulated over the course of 4 years, we have reinvested in other ventures to double that money. I gave up my brand new 2018 all black dream car, a Maxima, 0 miles on it. Listen, you see, I felt it in my heart.
You felt it
went deep on that one.
And you know what? I rode the bus, and that's that to me, that was the hardest and the most humbling thing when I knew I knew that this was more than just a hobby, because I was willing to make that sacrifice to get started. Now Curt ain't doing that no more, but
but that's what it takes, though. That's what. Because
how bad do you really want it? You know what I mean? If it's fleeting, then okay, yeah, you're not gonna stick with it. Right. But if you really believe in your talent and your ability to enjoy what you do, and I'm not even talking about the success, because success, that could be like striving after the win. You could have it one day, and then, because even the best business, look, even Elon Musk be talking about bankruptcy every now and again.
Exactly. Throw it out there.
I'm just keeping it a buck. So if successful runs is all you know, then really business is not your thing, because business is all about peaks and valleys. It's highs and lows, and you got to ride through all of that. But it's always about the sacrifices that you're willing to make to get to the point where you need to be. So
I like it.
Don't get me to preaching out this thing, boy. Because this is one of the reasons why I'm super excited about y'all content, your show, because you're one of the first on the platform to actually help people understand and really get the sense of how do we build Black wealth. Black wealth and generational wealth, to me, solves a lot of the issues that we have within our community. And tell me if y'all look, I'm about to turn the interview around like I'm
don't get me.
I'm about to be like, hey, give me that shit. You know, I got to stay in my lane. But I'm saying, tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh, you right.
Don't get me started on generational wealth.
Black Friday, people just went out and bought the same TV they bought last year with the same money. They saved up all year, and now you got Black Friday, then you got Christmas coming up, and then you got New Year's and all this stuff, and people just blowing their money. And then right after that, they like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and spend this because I know tax season right around the corner.
And they go, your investment money. They even had the audacity to add a Cyber Monday. I said, y'all, listen, if they don't do nothing, and I say this time and time and again, the world and the system is already built to remove you from as much money as possible. One of the best days for candy, Halloween. So of course they're going to invest in that holiday because the candy business needs it. For gifts and commerce, Christmas. It ain't even real. If you think an old fat white man sliding down your chimney giving out free stuff, then you know what? He ain't doing it in the hood. I can tell you that right now. Your mama bought you that gift, boy. But see how they make stuff up to remove things from our communities. And now we have to be smart enough and use the knowledge that you're going to get through this content and the different tips and tools to say, okay, let's break the cycle and do something different. Because complaining ain't going to get it. And Black lives ain't never going to matter. But green ain't never stop mattering. Black lives may not matter, but we get enough green, you'd be surprised how things change.
And you see, that's why, like you mentioned generational wealth, like don't get me started on generational wealth, because I will talk for hours, because we were not raised to think start a business. We were not raised to think invest your money. Income tax time come, guess what? I'm standing in the line for my mama. She going to get a TV. She going to get a microwave. She going to get shoes. You know, that's how we're raised. We're not raised take that money and start a business. We're not raised to realize that you can start a business with less than $1,000. There's different ways. You don't need to be rich to start a business. But then the people that are, you know, there are a lot of podcasts about business. There are a lot of podcasts, you know, there's a lot of people out here, the motivational speakers that's willing to teach you about business, but to a certain extent. They'll tell you a little bit of information and say, go buy my book. They'll tell you a little. They're going to
sell you something.
Oh, they're going to sell you something. They'll give you a little bit and say, sign up for my class so you can learn the rest. But no, why we can't help each other, you know? So that's why this podcast was created, because we want to help everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Say that. See, for those that may not know, me and Cee been doing business for the last couple years, and I do you know, like I said, multiple streams of income. Everything. Listen, if just as much as I own the network, I do all the graphic work. Why? Because I save money for a graphic designer, and I happen to enjoy doing that. You learn to wear many different hats, and I'm 100% behind just this change in mentality. And we can't change everybody, but doggone it, you get really tired of people, even when you have the drive to do it, the information just is not there.
Right.
There's a lack of mentorship.
Amen.
In our businesses. And unfortunately, we don't do the key steps that, and I'm going to just say it plain, white people do to maintain wealth. For instance, Cannabis and NFTs are probably the two newest industries created in the last 10 years. I'm talking about there was no such thing as a cannabis industry.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it was,
Yeah,
but
but it
not
wasn't.
legally.
Yeah.
And they're doggone sure it wasn't anything like an NFT. Cryptocurrency was actually a while ago. Y'all just missed that train. It's too late for that. But two industries that if you talk to the average black person, they wouldn't even weed they know, but they wouldn't even know what an NFT is, how it works, or what it is. Okay, cool. I get that. But we can't even get the information in how to get into these things.
Yep.
How how do I invest in a cannabis a field or farm? How do I get into invested in cannabis stocks? And we don't even have multiple brokerages. You don't know about transaction fees. You don't know. We don't even half of us don't even know what capital gains tax is.
Don't even know gas fees.
See, they don't know about no gas fees. But see, that's where something like this becomes so valuable, because at the end of the day, now there's a resource and a well. One of the things that Africans were very well known for was for communal living. If I had, then you had, and if you didn't have and I had, then you still had. And if we both didn't have, then somebody down the block got it. So now with information and strengthening each other up for generational wealth, I'm gonna just say this. Look, folks, we need to get life insurance first and foremost. That's literally the start of generational wealth. For most people not of color, their first large check come when mommy or daddy goes wherever it is they going. If your mama grew up in the 60s, she might not be going with you think.
But that's real.
That's another conversation.
That's a whole other conversation. But what I'm saying is that first large check usually comes from life insurance. And even if you get some of it, you can borrow against it. And we don't all we hear is I gotta pay this a month. And we never see the value in it until it's too late. I'm tired of seeing GoFundMe's for a funeral.
Exactly. Every single week, I log on to Facebook and what's on my news feed? A GoFundMe, help pay for the funeral arrangements. When I'm telling you, hey, look, let's get your life insurance situation. Let's get your affairs in order right now because you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. And then them same people next week, GoFundMe. So you're trying to raise money on GoFundMe for the funeral, but how you gonna take care of them kids? How you gonna take care of all them bills? But we weren't taught about life insurance. We weren't taught the importance of having life insurance. So here we go, GoFundMe. You know how much money GoFundMe makes a year off of life insurance? Off of like people trying to pay for funeral.
Listen. And that's the part that really grinds my gears. If you think about this time, if you took the fees that go, let's say you pull in $10,000, they're gonna take about $1,500, right? Yep. You could have paid for life insurance. And think about that. You could have paid for life insurance, and 9 times out of 10 took care of life insurance for the year, depending upon the person that you're covering. Blows my mind. So you rather give it to them, a major company, than for you to keep all your bread and invest it in yourself. This is what we doing in these streets.
But this is what we doing. If you can raise the money on GoFundMe, where you could have had a policy in place where you take over a business that, let's say I have a business and I pass away, guess what? My child is going to have the funds to keep my business running. That's where it goes down generation from generation. And what's she going to do? She's going to build that business and she's going to continue that business. So her kids, if she's not here, her kids going to run that business and they'll have the funds to do it. If you pass away, you have a business and you die, who gonna take care of your business? Who gonna keep your business running? They can't even pay to bury you. So how they gonna keep your business running?
Baby.
It goes hand in hand, and people just
get enough insurance, doggone it. Don't
get enough.
Stop getting the Globe Life $5,000 plan. I'm so fed up with y'all Negro.
I just need enough to put me in the ground.
I'm talking from personal experience. I told you, like my daddy was a smart businessman, but at the end of it, and I'm gonna keep it with a buck. He only had $10,000 in life insurance. But the properties that he had, see that just that little tidbit right there. Don't just do enough to bury you. Do enough to be able to cover the lifestyle that you had once before. Because guess what? When they make you an executor of the estate, that debt that you leave behind, if you got more debt than life insurance, guess what? We don't get nothing. They coming for all of that.
All those business loans you taking out,
bruh. Listen, apparently debt don't die when you do. So that's the one thing
that grandma house, car, everything.
You ain't never lied. Look, where was that grandmom slippers? I guess we get $5 on eBay. I don't know what we gonna do.
Somebody gonna want it.
Somebody gonna want it. Look, I'm just saying, but that's unfortunately this is one of the things that makes content like this so valuable. And not just and no, it's not just for African Americans or people of color, but it's for everybody. But who needs it the most? Right. Like, water nourishes everybody, but some people are thirstier than others.
Right.
And some of y'all got that white around your lips, and y'all need to be drinking right here.
You need it.
you get thirsty, you get that crust in the corner. Get you a little Kraken. Get you what's the cinnamon eggnog? Look, do something. That's all I'm saying. Get unthirsty.
Oh man. All right, so we're gonna keep it moving, man. We gotta get the time. We gotta get it. All right, so look, comedian, podcaster. You say you got some rental properties too? I ain't trying to get all in your business, but
I'm all in your business.
We all in your business.
I'm all in your business.
That's the problem. We try to hide too much. We could talk about it all. I don't mind.
That's good. So when you have all this stuff at the same time, how do you manage your time?
I'm sorry. What's that? Time.
Because Curt don't sleep.
I know you don't sleep. And that's what a lot of people need to hear. It's like they go to work, they come home, they go to sleep, they go to work, come home and go to sleep. And they're like, man, I ain't got time to do nothing. Yes, you do have time to do something. Maybe you have to get up a little earlier. Maybe you have to cut down on a little sleep.
Yeah.
I put it like this. I got rid of cable. I rarely watch television anymore. Most of the benefit of being in media is I have to consume a lot of media to be able to produce a lot of media. So I honestly, I don't recommend it for everybody, but I don't have it in me to rest.
Yeah.
I will say health is probably the greatest form of wealth that you can have. Definitely make sure y'all taking care of yourself. But if you can push yourself, you can't do a 9 to 5, give 8 hours to somebody else and think that, and I mean, like, y'all out here killing yourself during that 8 hours and think that you're going to quickly be able to give yourself 8 hours to get a sustainable business. So that's why that's why the passive income,
because you
gotta
need
build.
Something.
Listen. The benefit is if Curt loses his job tomorrow, I got just enough to be able to trim the fat on my lifestyle and survive. See, we don't have safety nets. I think the old statistic was the average American is 2 paychecks, either 1 or 1.5 paychecks away from poverty. Miss 2 paychecks,
1 accident, or 1 car accident.
Yeah, everything's gone. When you build yourself a safety net, you could take more risk. Right now, I could tell y'all right now, I have 3 accounts in multiple figures, and I'm broke. And that's how I think. I don't touch. I don't know. That's not my money.
Right.
That's how you have to think.
And if you can't instill that kind of self-discipline, you won't be able to have time, because time, out of everything, F the money. Time is the most valuable commodity because it is not renewable. You'll never get it back. And unfortunately, we go into life like we get a do-over.
No, you get one shot.
Don't. You get one shot. And somebody said this on the Breakfast Club. Every time you wake up, God gave us 2 things guaranteed: a chance and a choice. So if you open your eyes in the morning, there's your chance. Now, the choices you make throughout that day is going to dictate what you do with that time. So if you choose to sit there and watch 4 hours of Netflix, that was 4 hours of not making money.
Yes,
Exactly.
And I'm about to get controversial. If you chose to be boo loved up for 3 hours with Bay, spending money at the restaurant, going to the movies,
well,
and buying all the fancy gifts,
well,
then I'm not saying it doesn't add to your life, but
it don't add to your pockets.
Being single is very cost effective. Just keeping that a buck. So these are the things that I talk to with a lot of people, because then when I hear, oh, I don't have time, I said, no, you don't use your time effectively.
Absolutely.
But you can have fun. I mean, yes, if you have fun, I'm not telling y'all to be no, do what you want to do, but then don't complain about the other hand.
Absolutely.
That's all. If we turn up, listen, if we all go hang out and we turned up and we run up a $5,000 tab, I can't be mad because I paid to enjoy the night. Now, if I got to work 3 jobs to pay that credit card off, now
it's a problem. It's a problem.
These are the choices you made, right?
Yes.
So I think time is just a matter of choice and priorities.
Yes.
My priorities always align with how I plan out my day, and even then I still need 36 hours. Because Cee always on me. She like, you got to sleep at some point. But y'all get how it is. Unfortunately, especially the way the system is designed, you really only get 12 hours of sunlight. You're supposed to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep. So truly, you only have 6 to 8 hours to do whatever you want. Because if you give it 8 to a job and you're supposed to sleep 6 to 8, you only got a third of the day to get done what you need to get done. Y'all, you can't play around with it.
Exactly.
And I absolutely hate when people say, I don't have time. I want to start a business, but I don't have time. I feel the exact same way that you feel. You're not prioritizing. What is taking priority in your life? I understand you go to work, you want to come home and sleep. We all are tired. But you're going to go home and sleep, and you just sleeping your life away. The next day going to come, what you doing? You're going to work, you come home, you sleep. If you don't make it a priority, make yourself a priority. I want to start a business. Okay, I need to make some sacrifices. When I started my business, I would go to work. I was working, let's say, a 9 to 5. And guess what? I come home, I get my kids, I get everything situated, and I'm up. I will put my kids to sleep at around 8 o'clock. I'm up until 3 o'clock in the morning working on my business. Like you said, I'm doing everything. I'm working, I'm filling the orders, I'm taking the orders, I'm doing marketing, I'm doing promo, I'm getting my name out there, I'm talking to people, I'm working on myself. Why? Because I'm looking at my future. I'm not trying to have fun right now. How does that benefit me? I could go to the club every week. I go to the club every night and I'm spending money. Am I making money in the club? No. I'm sitting up here. We can go on date nights every other day. Am I making money from date nights? No. But if you take 6 months, if you give yourself 6 months to say, let me focus on myself, let me focus on my future, you can set yourself up
for life.
And people don't understand it because they're too lazy. They don't want to make the sacrifice. They feel like I'm tired. I worked 8 hours today. I work 10 hours today. I'm tired. Okay, well, guess what? You're gonna continue working 8 hours. You're gonna continue working 10 hours.
If I could be frank, and my mother, unfortunately, her home burned down 2 years ago. She's been staying with me. Fortunately, I was the only child who had property, who could take mama in, and I love my mother to death, and I have a deep respect because she was a hardworking woman all her life. But what bothered me the most was at her lowest point when she's too old to work multiple jobs. Remember, time is the most valuable commodity. So really, what Cee just said, when you talked about, hey, I'm gonna sacrifice now because for later, when you can't work 2-3 jobs, to me, I actually well up and I get tearful when I see people in their 60s, 70s, 80s still and not doing something they love, but miserable. There's a dope janitor at my job, love him to death. Me and Blaine laugh and talk every day. And every time he comes in, I said, Blaine, when you and I mean it, like even now I'm getting him up. I look him in and I'm like, Blaine, when are you going to retire? And he's like, I got about 2 more years left. And I'm like, if I made it where I could, I'd be like, bro, go home. Don't ever here go a check to never come back here again. Because see, I refuse. And that's when I really made it up in my mind. That's when I gave up sleep and I gave up cars and I gave up everything, because I said, there's no way in the world I will get to the later years of my life and be giving away the precious commodity of time to something that I don't want to do. Now, my father passed. He retired from SEPTA, which is our transit company here in Philadelphia. He retired from SEPTA, a very wealthy man. He retired from SEPTA, a very wealthy man. He gave 30 years to a job he absolutely hated. 2 years later, he passed away. He never got to enjoy his money. Accumulated all that wealth to not enjoy it. Nah, son. No, I'm good. I'm good.
But it all comes full circle, man. So it's crazy. It comes full circle. So like a lot of people say they don't have time. Well, it's the priorities that you are unaligned. You don't have your priorities in the right space. So mentally say to yourself, instead of your excuse is I don't have time, just say it's not my priority.
Right.
So I don't want to start a business, not because I don't have time, but it's not my priority. And then when you say that out loud and hear yourself saying it, it makes you change.
I like that too.
That's crazy. So, and then it just, like I said, it's full circle. And so when you start that business, you're going to have to make sacrifices. But what a lot of people, they heard you, but they missed what you said. You gave up your car, your 2018, what was that, Maximum?
It was
you
so
gave
sexy.
that up. And was riding a bus.
Listen.
A lot of people, they so suck on social media. They see everybody chapter 30, but they don't see they chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
So
I had to learn that though, because social media. No, y'all, and to me, as with everything's about perception, right?
Right.
These the chains are fake.
All of them.
Absolutely.
These people, that's not that person's home.
Absolutely.
Them cars are leased. That vacation was sponsored.
Well,
they went right back to New Jersey and a mama room when it was done. All these influencers and whatnot, because the beauty of being a part of this social media marketing campaign and an influencer and this, that, and the third, you really get to see behind a curtain on a lot of these things. You get to see how much these people really make. And listen, do not think that any of this comes easy. Everything that we're talking about is going to take time, money, and effort. So really, there is no get rich quick unless you have to either be privileged, talented, or very well disciplined. Those 3 things usually get you wealth in some way, shape, form. Well, that's talent. Yeah, I didn't say what kind of talent you have. Listen, some people know how to twerk and drop it low and get a couple dollars. Right. I'm not hating on how you make your money. I'm just saying I can't do OnlyFans. If I could, I'd be real. But you get what I'm saying. Whatever. You're an independent contractor. I'm just saying, however you make your ducats, you got some kind of talent. Listen, I want to keep this PG-13. I don't want to. That's what I'm about to say. Don't let me bring my head nurse in charge foolishness to this fine, upstanding, quality show.
This is professional.
Yeah, real professional. But I'm just saying, like, you know, and trust and believe me, scammers, and I say this time, the criminal world is some of the most talented businessmen, because
absolutely
to sell you on fake stuff.
That hard workers, man. They work hard.
They
dedicated.
Oh my God.
The Susu Ponzi scheme balls are the. You know what kind of talent it takes to make you believe an African prince got $100,000 waiting for somebody?
Listen, if you put the energy that you put into scamming, into an actual business, these people could be millionaires.
Right.
I mean, they might get a couple $100,000 from them Cash App scams, but if they put that energy into a business, oh my God.
goodness. Some of the best mathematicians and CEOs were the drug ball on the block, because to be able to manage so many people, so much product in a hostile environment like the drug game, bruh. If you don't go ahead on and go to get your BA and go up to Wall Street or where the werewolves are and make some legal corrupt money. If you want to make corrupt money,
make some legal.
Some legal.
You ain't got nobody looking over your shoulder, man. You got that energy.
Thank you.
Man.
Right.
All you gotta do is worry about the IRS, and they won't shoot you first.
Exactly. It's tough. So look, we're about to start wrapping it up in a little bit. You talked about earlier, if you don't know where to start, just start selling t-shirts. Make some kind of money. So what other kind of practical advice would you give somebody if they wanted to start a business? Any kind of business, whether it's podcasting or comedy, anything.
Get off your ass. That's it. Literally.
Step one.
And I mean that in such a pure, unadulterated, no added meat. Literally do something. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's selling. I'm a part. One of our sponsors was the Workshop and Business Opportunities, Weibo, and they had this young lady. She made cookies, so sell those cookies. If the young lady who did the lemonade stand, who turned that into a multi-million-dollar, there is the one thing you can always do is sell something.
Yes,
right.
They got artesian air on eBay. Somebody went to Artesia. I don't even know if that's a real place. It just sounds real good. Took a plastic bag, and people think because I'm being a comedian, but I'm dead serious. They took a plastic bag and a mason jar, ran around, collected air, put it in a jar. Go on eBay, look artesian air, see if it don't come up. If they could take water and put it in a bottle and make it a multi-billion-dollar business. We ain't had no bottled water in the 1980s. You turned on the faucet like everybody else. But somebody said, put it in a bottle and sell it. No matter what it is you're doing, no matter how silly it seems to somebody else, you may be innovating the next great industry. You have no clue. You have no clue how far you'll go. So at the end of the day, just start something. So when you say, like he said, oh, I don't have time to start a business, you're a liar. Period. No, I'm raw with my people because, like, my circle, everybody who comes into my circle, whether they're a content creator and whatnot, even though they come under the brand, I groom them to do what I do on their own, to make them independent of me. Is that's another thing that we do. We try to hold on to talent. I don't. I'd rather have other high places so that my circle continuously elevates. And then I have more powerful friends than me that can help elevate me. If I keep you under me, then you're too reliant on what I'm doing. So at the end of the day, we have to start something. And you better start your babies off. Soon as they are old enough to learn how to work, teach them not to and work for yourself.
Yes.
That's all. Because you know, the first thing we learn is, you gotta get a job. Why we got 14, 15-year-olds working at McDonald's? I'm tired of it. You not help. I'd rather see the young bull on the block selling water in the summertime. I will always stop for the Gatorade young balls and for the water balls. If as long as you ain't robbing me, I'm with you. Right. And even if you rob me, just don't shoot me. I'll give you a couple dollars.
That's the thing.
I want to make it home. I done gave up my car. I knew I shouldn't have been walking. But anyway,
you wanted to sacrifice.
I'm sacrificing all of it. But to answer your question, and it's not nothing fancy. Just do something. It's too much out here. It's just too much out here.
And you know, it's so many talented people in this world. If this pandemic didn't teach us anything, it taught us that there's so many talented people in the world. Like, oh my God, all these people just sitting on their talent. And it's like, keep it going. Don't just start your business. You know, okay, we're in a pandemic. I lost my job. Let me start a business. Keep going. Even if the pandemic is done, get up. Like you said, do something. You still have that talent.
This is a good podcast because y'all making me. I'm actually having so much. No, I'm so with you on that because the pandemic. You know what? Until you ever heard the term "don't put baby in a corner"? Yeah. When we had our backs in corners and jobs were laying off. Now remember. We were our people were always hustlers because we couldn't get jobs anywhere. So we got fat off the hog. And I understand not all we don't have all the opportunity, but we got fat off the hog. We got used to be able to do a 9 to 5 and make ends meet or try to make ends meet. Now y'all had to identify talents. We had to go back to fish fries and cooking in the kitchen. Right. A lot of y'all ain't touched that stove in a long time. You had to make some platters to survive.
That's all right.
Good
I'm just saying.
Right.
Guess what? Them kids was shoveling snow this year. I can tell you that.
Raking leaves, everything.
And we're innovating new industries. Kids are learning how to game and become professional esport gamers and turn that into money. See, now when you need money, that's when you start to think of how do I monetize my talent? Because I can't start something I'm not good at. So let me take what I am good at and make money off of it.
Right.
That's where necessity meets innovation. And when you have necessity and innovation, you get industry. And when you establish an industry, that's where you can start to generate money and wealth for more, because then you make the blueprint.
Right.
Because what we're doing right now, even with the HNIC network, the reason why it even came up is because as a comedian, I'm used to representation. I'm used to being able to call a manager or a talent agent and say, hey, I'm open for bookings. Book me across the country. Well, there's nothing like that for podcasters. Surprising. There are networks that will put your content on their platform, but nobody's out there going to venues and saying, I've got this great podcast, this, that, and the third. I represent them. I would like to book them. And then you do your booking fees or whatever. And then, you do your same managerial breakdown in percentages. Nothing like that existed. So there's nobody helping podcasts, but a lot of podcasters are looking to get in their content in new places. Right. So this is what we innovated.
Right.
Because of COVID. Thank you.
Hey, but
a blessing in disguise.
Right. And that's what it takes. It takes somebody like you to stand up and say, you know what? This needs to be out there in the world. Something like this doesn't exist. This help for our people is not out here. Or like you said, it's not even Black people. Help for anybody, period, is just not out here. And that's where I feel, me and you, we're like one and the same. I feel the same way. I get people all the time like, hey, can you teach me this? Can you teach me this? How did you do this? How did you, how you so, so let me get a platform. Let me talk to everybody, because there are people that won't ask for help. Black people, from one thing, we are natural born hustlers. Like you said, you're back against the wall. Guess what? We're going to make some money.
Somehow.
Some type of way, we're going to make some money.
Somebody coming up off this bread.
But we don't know the right way to make some money. We might know how to sell some drugs. We might know how to make an OnlyFans. We might know how to do something strange for some change, but we don't know the right way, to build a business.
And to those women, my number is $267. $40 is $40. But we, like you said, Steve, we know how to make money, but we don't know how to build wealth.
Right. Exactly. Absolutely. So here we go. We're going to teach you. We're going to teach you from the ground up. We're going to teach you step A through step Z, and we're going to double back around step A again until we make a change. It's something needs to be changed. The pandemic came, and then everybody was getting smart. Black people were starting businesses. It was hashtag Black owned business. But guess what? The world opened up. What opened up first? The clubs opened up. All, what a Black people were. The Black restaurants.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what happened? We lost sight of the entrepreneur mindset. We lost sight of, but that's how it works. Everything opened up wide because it was a change that was coming. So let's get back to that. Let's use them talents. You don't know how to do it. Guess what? We're about to teach you how to do it. Do we want you to sign up for a class? Absolutely not. You're going to stay up right here and we're going to teach you how to do it because people want to learn, but they're afraid to ask. So there you go.
I almost wanted to clap like that. My face. Go ahead, girl. Hey, we about to change Black people's lives. Go ahead. No, I'm super excited because I'm gonna be sitting and watch. Listen, even though I feel like I might know a thing or two, I know I don't know everything, and I'm super excited to learn from y'all just the same. I appreciate y'all having a brother on because this is the vision. These are the conversations, and this is what's not happening enough. Even in the pockets that we're having them, but we need to do more.
Right. So we done had a lot of conversations today. We done jumped all around to all the different subjects. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Let the people know, like, where can they find you? Go ahead and give us your social media information, all of that good stuff.
Well, y'all already know. If you follow the show, you know I never big up myself. So my personal social media is irrelevant. Go check us out at headnerdsincharge.com. And there you can find all our content and where to follow not only Boss Business, but Head Nerds in Charge and other dope Black content creators. For more information, you can follow us on the same handle on all the social medias, from TikTok to and I'm trying to get there to TikTok. I can't dance, and my lip sync don't be right because
you better shake something.
Listen, apparently they say only fans rejected me, so I'm taking my twerking to TikTok. They was like, "Sir, we will pay you to take it down. We will give you money to never do this."
I hate you.
So just follow us on all social medias, or like I always tell people, just Google us, baby. We're the #1 search when you put in Head Nerds in Charge. I like saying that too. I was like,
clearly.
When we get to SEOs, that's when y'all will learn. Y'all will learn. Listen, that Google is a powerful beast.
I'm on now.
Yes, it is. But man, we enjoy having you on the show, man.
Oh, thank you, brother. And I can't wait to see y'all future. Y'all gonna do great. I can already tell. I'm excited. Well, where can I follow y'all?
Go ahead, see.
You can follow us. You can follow us on all social media platforms at Boss Business Pod. We're also on YouTube at Boss Business Podcast. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Yes, we are on TikTok. Find us at Boss.
I'm about to go follow.
We ain't got nothing on there yet.
You talk about my twerking. All I about it. There better be some good lip syncs in this joint. That's all I'm saying. If the lip sync off, I'm already off of it. I'm fine.
All right, so that's gonna wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for sipping with us on the Boss Business Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, like we just said, at Boss Business Pod. Also, if you would like to sponsor a show or be interviewed, send us an email at bossbusinesspod@gmail.com. You can also send us topics to discuss, questions to be answered, or just let us know how we doing, man. Just tell me if we doing good. Tell me if we doing bad. Just let me know something. But before I let you go, I'm gonna leave you with this quote by the motivational speaker, Mr. Les Brown, who said, "When life knocks you down, not if, but when life knocks you down, try landing on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up." Thank y'all for sipping with us. See y'all next time.
That was a good quote. I like that quote.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice.